So we've got through the top 10 Disney movies of all time. Now we're going to do top 10 villains of all time. Well, actually, Disney villains. Because no villains are cool unless they're created by Disney. So villains of the Disney stories are arguably the most interesting characters between all of them in the movies. Sometimes the villains are just more interesting than the heroes. I mean, that's just a fact. So we're going to talk about the top 10 villains in all of the Disney movies combined. Now, there's some that I don't really like, and there's some that I really like, and there's some that you'll be surprised that aren't on the list, but that's just how it rolls because, I go with what I feel. So I'm also nominated for Best Villain. Number 10. Number 10 is actually two villains, in the same category, the same slot, because they're not menacing, but they're jerks, and I hate them. But most of the villains I love, but these villains did such a good job, I hate them, but they're not menacing like Scar or any of them. So it's Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. I really don't like him, and Hans from Frozen, because they're both real jerks, and they both really are annoying. Number 9. Number 9 really isn't a character, but they are people that kind of trigger the whole story in this movie, Finding Nemo. It's those scuba divers that take Nemo. They're real jerks. I hate them so much. But I guess they made for a whole good movie because, I mean, the whole movie is like Marlin and Dory trying to find him, and they wouldn't have to find him if these people didn't take him, so they're still villains. Number 8. Number 8 are the stepsisters from Cinderella. They really aggravated me. They made Cinderella so miserable and stuff. Cinderella isn't one of my favorite Disney movies, but it's definitely a good one. And the stepsisters kind of also triggered the whole story a little bit, sort of ish. And I don't like them at all. But I guess that is kind of the point of Disney villains. Not supposed to like them. Hook from Peter Pan. The mean one, not the cool one from Once Upon a Time. Captain Hook from Peter Pan. He's he's cool, but he's one of those villains I kind of like, and I don't like because I find him annoying sometimes, but I think he's an interesting character, and the movie wouldn't have been what it was without him. So yeah. Number 6. The number 6 characters are from my favorite movie of all time, The Lion King, and they're the three main hyenas. Ed, Shenzi, and the other one. I don't know the other one's name. But they're really cool. They're like Scar's Nazis, kind of. There was that one part in the Be Prepared sequence, when he was on the rock thing and they were all marching. Apparently that's supposed to symbolize Hitler on the podium and the Nazis marching, which I think is pretty cool. I'm a Jew, and I think that's cool, but, I mean, it was interesting, how they do that, and how they make it so realistic, and how much you get to, you quiver when those hyenas come on. They're just, so ugly and nasty and gross. Ugh. Number 5. Alright, so we're down to the top 5. Number 5 is the Evil Queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. She's really cool. She can turn herself into the old hag and here's Snow, here's the apples. Who would take an apple from an ugly looking, nasty looking, gross old woman like that? Hag, Snow White was pretty dumb to do that. But it's Disney, and it was also 1937, so I guess they just weren't in their right minds. But yeah, the Evil Queen from the animated movie, not the awesome Regina from Once Upon a Time. I love her. But the Evil Queen is definitely one of my favorites, and she's number 5. Number 4. Number 4 is an awesome character from Aladdin named Jafar. Now, he is menacing. He has that snake stick thing, just he can make the cobras come off of it. Holy crap, Jafar, get away from me. You know, like if I was Aladdin, I would not want Jafar anywhere near me because he's one of those characters just like, whoa, he's scary. And he has that little dude, he's funny. And I just learned that the guy that voiced Jafar, his name was Jonathan Freeman, he also plays Jafar in the Broadway musical in New York Now. And the movie was made in 92, I think, a long time ago. And the voice still pretty much sounds exactly the same. But yeah, Jafar is awesome. Number 3, Ursula from The Little Mermaid. She is so cool. And she's hilarious. She's like so fat. She has this huge butt. And she just like wiggles it all around. It's hilarious. Like, no, but she's really cool. She's turns into this giant at the end, just like, whoa, Ursula, you're awesome. But she's one of those villains you just kind of like, oh my god, I can't believe you're doing this. Like, don't. Like, just stop. Let her be in love with her prince. She went to every strike to stop her, but she couldn't. And King Triton is so awesome at the end. He's just like... Little Mermaid is one of my favorite Disney movies. Ursula is definitely number 3. I wish I could put her at number 2, but I can't because there's just two more that are absolutely awesome. Number 2. Okay, I really wish I could put him at number 1, but I just can't because there's one person that's ahead of him just a tiny, tiny bit. But anyway, number 2 is Scar from The Lion King, of course. He is awesome. But I also hate him because he killed Mufasa, and I love Mufasa. But he's just like, when he grabbed him in that stampede, every time he does that, he like puts his claws in Mufasa's arms, and Mufasa's like, ah. And then Scar goes, long live the king. And then he just lets him go into the stampede. And then he blames Simba. That's the worst part. He blames his nephew. Like, he makes him feel responsible for his father's death. So Simba goes and lives half of his life thinking that he killed his dad. Can you imagine that burden? And he didn't even do it. Jerk. Number 1. Number 1, my favorite Disney villain of all time is Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. They made a whole movie about her. I mean, come on. Maleficent is awesome. She's a little bit cooler than Scar. She is, and she's just like, she has those horns and that bird staff thing, and she has that cool outfit and a green face, and just like, on her 16th birthday, she will prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die. That part is so cool. But no, Maleficent is just so awesome. Everything about her, her appearance, her voice, her everything. Eleanor something, oddly, I think it is, voiced her. She's dead now. I feel bad. But no, Maleficent is so cool. She's my favorite Disney villain of all time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my top 10 Disney villains of all time. If you agree, like it. If you don't, list your ranking. I'd like to see it in the comments. So thanks for watching. Subscribe. Bradley Weiss movie reviews, top 10s, and other crap out. Bye-bye.